JewishHistory.org presents Rabbi Berel Wein's 5,000 Years of Jewish History. One video clip at a time. Clip number 77. Bolshevism and the Jews.
In 1917, Lenin was smuggled into Russia. The revolution began. At first, the revolution was democratic. The mobs on the street toppled the Tsar, and a democratic government was established, a parliament, a Duma, and a man by the name of Alexander Kerensky became the head of the Russian government. Kerensky made a fatal mistake because instead of making peace with the Germans, he vowed to continue the war against Germany. The Russian masses and the Russian army refused to agree to that. They had had enough of war. It suffered millions of casualties. The war, as far as they was concerned, was not going anywhere. And therefore, in 1917, 6 months after the first revolution, the Bolsheviks came to power. Lenin and his group, it's interesting that 300 people could somehow take control of a country of almost 200 million. But that's pretty much what happened. And the Bolsheviks, Lenin, they were ideologues, Marxists. They saw Russia as the beginning of a revolution that would sweep the world. Marxism, the dictatorship of the proletariat, all of that would happen. Now, in Lenin's group were many Jews. Some of the members of the Politburo were Jewish. Trotsky was the head of the Red Army, was Jewish. But these Jews were anti-Jewish Jews. They were Jews who were determined to destroy Judaism and Jewish society, all in the name of this great new world that was supposed to come into being. There was a terrible civil war in Russia from 1917 to 1921, 4 years of terrible bloodshed. Eventually, the Reds, the communists, won. The whites were driven out. Foreign troops invaded Russia, even American troops, but they also eventually withdrew and left. And Russia fought Poland, attempted to make a communist revolution there. They were defeated. Pilsudski, the Polish general, defeated them. And therefore, the Red Army withdrew, and Lenin devoted himself to rebuilding Russia in the image of Leninism, Marxism. And he did so by terror. Lenin said any revolution that doesn't have a firing squad is not a successful revolution. In the first few months, over 50,000 Russians were executed by the Cheka, the communist secret police. And the reign of terror, which existed in the Soviet Union for most of its existence, began already with Lenin. Sinister people like Stalin got positions in the Politburo, bided their time, and would wait until Lenin died, when then they would come to power, and an even worse, more bitter execution of people would take place. No longer just enemies, but anybody could be an enemy now. And Stalin would see to it that tens of millions of Russians, Ukrainians, others, all died, either by execution or in the Gulag, in order again to bring about this great new world, this fantasy world that never came into being, but which left a charnel house of corpses in Eastern Europe. My name is Berel Wein, and I thank you for watching.
For more on Jewish history, go to JewishHistory.org.